welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be talking about my 5 all-time favorite concealers. These concealers I have put through the ringer. I know I've told you in a previous video that concealers are really hard for me to find. I have extremely dark circles. I'm pretty sure I've had dark circles since I was like 3 years old. It's just my skin pigmentation there. They've never gone away. So it's just a daily struggle for me. And now that I'm 35, I'm getting these fine lines. So it's even more difficult to find a great concealer. So if you're struggling with those types of things, and I do have oily to combination skin, but in my under eye area, I actually get really dry. So I have to find something that's pretty moisturizing too. So let's get into it. Okay, so let's start with number 5, like my least favorite in the bunch, which is still a really good concealer, but it's not one that I go to all the time. Okay, that is going to be this NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. This is a really good concealer. I wouldn't say it's full coverage. I would say medium coverage. That's why I don't go to it all the time, but it is super creamy, super blendable. And if I'm just looking for something really easy and natural, and my dark circles are a little bit less evident that day, I might go for this. But it's a really good concealer if you don't struggle with extreme dark circles. I think it's wonderful. I also have a dupe for this. The Maybelline Fit Me is very, very similar, and it's like, you know, you're paying $30-something versus, I think this was like $6 or $7 at the drugstore. So if you're not able to purchase the expensive version, the NARS, I would definitely go to this Maybelline Fit Me. I think it's a really good alternative for that. Okay, that's number 5. Number 4, I'm gonna have to say, is the Liquid Camouflage High Coverage Concealer by Catrice. This is a super inexpensive, I want to say it's around the $5 range. You can get it at Ulta. I feel like it's kind of strange. It's a really thin consistency. It's not super drying, and it actually gives me a lot of coverage. I'm actually wearing it today, and I really didn't have to apply much of this product. It does crease a little bit on me. That's why it's number 4 in my pile. But it's a really great concealer for the price. Seriously, I recommend this one if you're on a budget. It's fantastic. Okay, let's see. Number 4 is going to have to be, and I know everyone's heard of this concealer. This is the Tarte Shape Tape. Okay, this is a thicker formula than the others. It does crease on me a bit. If I'm wearing a really full coverage foundation that day, this usually pairs really well with it. If I'm wearing something that's more lightweight, like today I'm just wearing actually the, where is it? The Marc Jacobs Shameless Foundation. This says that it's like medium to full coverage, but it's really light coverage. I mean, you can still see, like, you know, I have a little breakout here. I've got my freckles kind of poking through, and it just gives me like a natural look with it. That's fine. This would not work with that. For me, I would go in with something a little bit thinner, not so, you know, like I said, I would go with something a little bit thinner, not so thick and full coverage. If you're wearing a lightweight foundation, you're going to be able to see this on top of that foundation. So like I said, on those full coverage days, I think this is a really great concealer. It is definitely full coverage, and it stays put all day. It's a really great concealer. I do reach for it quite often. So yeah, and this one I think is like $27. They don't sell it at Sephora. They sell it at Ulta, or you can go on Tarte's website and find it. But it's one of those that everyone likes, I swear. Okay. So that's number 3. All right, so this next one is definitely another full coverage concealer that I recently just found. I've been using it the last couple months. Again, this one, if you go in with a really light hand, you can wear it on a light foundation day. And if you really are struggling with some issues under those eyes and you need some major full coverage, you just go in a little bit heavy-handed and you're going to be covering up everything. Trust me. It's pretty like sticky, tacky, but it's almost like it's more moisturizing than the Shape Tape, I believe. I always use it with a beauty blender. I don't know where my beauty blender is, but I feel like with a damp beauty blender, go in there and pat it out. It really helps because it is such a thick consistency to just kind of smooth it out. Again, this is, if you're gonna wear it with a light coverage foundation, really I have to emphasize to go in with a light hand because you're gonna be able to see it on top of that foundation. Now on those, you know, those more high coverage foundations, it's gonna blend in nicely. To me, that's how it's kind of been working. This is the It Bye Bye Under Eye Concealer, It Cosmetics. This one I believe was in the $20 to $30 range. I actually got it on sale at Ulta. You might watch for that again. It was like $18, so I actually bought a backup because I do reach for this quite often. I'm really starting to enjoy It Cosmetics now that I get older. I feel a lot of their products are tailored to people my age and above. I know all ages enjoy these products, but I feel like, you know, this is a little bit more moisturizing. It doesn't dry down super quick. And I do set all of these that need to be set with a setting powder. And I like to, for example, if I just put in my concealer, I will definitely smooth it out really fast, go in with my setting powder immediately and pat it through. I don't let it set for too long. I just feel like it just makes everything too matte for me. You know, I like a little bit of luminosity in my skin, so I'll just set it really quick and then I'll get a nice big fluffy brush and just swoop it away and kind of use the rest of the powder to set the rest of my face. That works really well, but to prevent, especially when you have those fine lines, to prevent extra creasing with all of these products, you're gonna wanna just make it smooth really, and then go in with that powder really fast on top. That way you're setting, everything's getting into those fine lines so you don't see them all over your face. And we don't want any of that mess. Okay, if that made sense. So my all-time favorite concealer, this concealer I've been using for the last like 2 or 3 months. I actually heard Tati talk about it and I was like, you know, I keep hearing really good things about the foundation. I'm gonna go ahead and try this concealer. This concealer creases on me the least amount out of any concealer I've ever used. It's a thin, moisturizing consistency, which I really love. It lasts all day, it's full coverage. I really don't think there's anything better on the market. If there is, I mean, to you there may be, but to me, this takes the cake. Like, this stuff is amazing. I cannot tell you enough how much I love this concealer. This is the Double Wear Stay in Place Flawless Wear Concealer. This stuff is amazing. I could get rid of all these concealers and just use this and be happy forever. Like, it's amazing. Okay. It's my dog. He sees his friend down the road. He wants to play, and it's just nonstop. Anyway, now he's crying. Anyway, so this is my all-time favorite. Now, there's a couple other ones that I really want to talk about really quick that were kind of like runner-ups that are still really good concealers. This is a full coverage liquid concealer from Ulta. This is a really great concealer too. It doesn't crease on me that bad. It's not extremely full coverage, but it's actually a pretty good concealer. I do reach for this one every now and then. And I know all of you guys have heard of the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define. It's supposed to be a dupe for this Shape Tape. I think they're similar. I wouldn't say it's an exact dupe, but it definitely is a great concealer. Now, if you're looking for some reason you don't like this Shape Tape, there is one that's very similar to it, and this is the All Nighter Concealer from Urban Decay. This is a really good one. The reason why I really don't reach for this one as much is because you have to set it so fast. It dries in place super quick, and sometimes I just don't feel like dealing with that, you know, especially if I'm putting concealer under my nose and just all over the place. I mean, I have to like pat it in and then hurry up and go in there with that powder. And if I don't, it's like dried down. It does that for me. If you have oilier under eyes, it might not do that as much for you, or maybe I just need a better moisturizer under my eye and it won't do that. But I have found that this kind of is a struggle, but it is a really, it definitely covers. It definitely covers. So, yeah, those are all the concealers in my life right now. If you guys know of anything that I'm missing that I really need to try, please leave it a comment for me so I can try, and I'll let you guys know how it fits and how I like it and all that good stuff. Yeah, so it's a beautiful day outside. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day today. Thank you for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys soon. Have a great one.